Okay, it's been a little bit, so let's do this. So what's the word? Lip synced to the bad guy from Uncharted 2, screaming Drake's name whenever he hit him like 3 times in the boss fight. That's so funny, guys. Immediately said, "Right, we're doing Uncharted 3, so get in the bath, shut up, and F off." So he's talking about how they were working on Uncharted 3 and Last of Us 1 at the exact same time. What's that? No, you're on out of space, right? I can solve that in a couple seconds. Ready to be watched, but I don't want to put this video off. But anyway, he said, not only were they making Uncharted 3 and Last of Us at the same time, they actually split up into 2 teams to do that. Like, yeah, no crap. They weren't going back and forth in between them. He's talking about how in the very start it takes place in London. He said, I don't like the fact that they think people in London are all bald and look like Jason Statham. And when he says look like Jason Statham, he shows a bit from, what's the guy's name? Cutter, I think. Cutter is played by Graham McTavish, a Scottish actor. I don't remember if he's Scottish or English in Uncharted, but still. Like, actually, the reason why Cutter gets injured in the game is because Graham actually needed to leave to film The Hobbit. So he talks about how it's a little stupid that they mention the fact that Nathan Drake's real name is not Nathan Drake, but then they don't really come back to it. But the thing is that the video came out before Uncharted 4, and Uncharted 4 explains what happens, but it was obvious that his name, from the very start, that his name wasn't actually Nathan Drake, because Sir Francis Drake never had any children. So he talks about how dry the game is, and then he points out the fact that there's a lot of sand in the game. So, and the way he points it out is by having an arrow shaking all about in the sand, with a photo of Obama laughing, like sort of creeping up in the bottom left corner, and I'm going, but if I were to make the video, I would have said it's a little dry. Pun intended, or no pun intended, I don't really know. And sex education is down to number 3. What's number 2? Because I know Squid Game's still definitely number 1. Well, let me just see. Number 1, Squid Game. Number 2, Maid. Whatever that is. I should have also talked about this when I mentioned, like, them working on The Last of Us at the same time. There was actually in the very first chapter, there's a newspaper that talks about, like, scientists are still struggling to understand deadly fungus. And then in The Last of Us, there's a bar that looks a little like the one from Uncharted 3, and it's called O'Sullivan's Irish Pub. Now hold on, this should be a fun fact bit. It is a fun fact bit. Don't do it in your normal bit. I forgot all about this. There is a boat called the C Word, which is a reference to Arrested Development, where James called him Gob. It's been like 9 months since I've seen Arrested Development, but I'm pretty sure his character isn't called Gob, it's called like Job. I'm gonna guess that James hasn't seen Arrested Development. He's talking about how it's, that they took Uncharted 2 refined it a little bit and made it longer, which he said was always welcome. So, what's your opinion on Last of Us 2? The fact that they made it longer than it should have been with the Ellie Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, and Abby Day 1, Day 2, and Day 3. Same thing here. Don't put it here, put it as a fun fact. He's been staring for about 5 seconds while getting extremely slowly closer. Just get to the point, James. So out of the three, his favourite is 2, and I agree with that. Yeah, so this was made in 2015 or 16. Talking about the Uncharted movie because, like, it's been in, like, first game came out in 2007. And they've been making the movie since 2007. They initially were going to cast Mark Wahlberg as Drake, who would have been 36 at the time. But now it's taken them so long that Mark is now 50, and he's playing Sully. And Tom Holland is playing Drake. Uncharted movie coming in 2017. Pikmin 3 is currently the best game out in the Wii U. I know that's a bold statement. Well, it's not. It is. Like, even now, after the Wii U's death, I'd say it's the best game on the Wii U. I know there's like Super Mario 3D World and all, but while 3D World was fantastic, I just prefer Pikmin 3. So, oh, by the way, we're on Jimmy now. So, Jimmy was like 15, 16 when Pikmin 3 came out. And one, he said, or well, he made a joke about a fruit that looks like an ass. Like, he sort of had a caption up on screen. It said, "Bob fruit, question mark. Jimmy, you're 15, grow up." In fact, let's say he's 16, Jimmy, we're the same age. And he said, "Oh, I own 2 copies of Pikmin 3, I'll give one away to you guys." Jimmy, you're 16. Like, your parents aren't gonna let that happen. Sorry guys, Mummy said no. Never mind. It's an eShop code. It's a digital thing, not a physical copy. Okay, so I started to talk about this guy one time, and then I don't think I actually got into the video itself because like my phone died or whatever. But here we are. I've only ever seen one Space Hamster video, and it's this one. But unfortunately, it's a top 10. It's top 10 cheat codes in video games. You don't necessarily have to say in video games because video games are the only things to really have cheat codes, and you're a video game channel. You could have just named this top 10 cheat codes. So I thought this guy was alright. Not enough for me to continue watching him. But not bad. And then I went back in like 2018, I think, and tried to look at one of his videos, but he was just so flamboyant. Like, I remember him talking like, say the pitch at now. But then I looked at one of his more recent videos at the time. It was like, "Hey guys, it's me, Space Hamster. So I've been playing this game recently and it's pretty cool. You guys should check it out." My nose is running out because of that. Oh, That's what I was gonna say. Cringe intro. It's like the space part and the hamster part are separating and getting closer, and then they finally like stick together like a magnet. Something falls. I think it's a controller. They have like this sort of yellow bit coming up, and then an auto-tune voice sings Space Hamster. Okay, and then the sort of the background thing, like yellow slash orange red tilts, makes a tilting sound, a sort of creaky sound. I didn't realize how long his hair was, and then it's like, so I was thinking, what if like cheat codes were real? Got to like a sort of old timey ad voice, like sort of like, if you know what I'm talking about, like the inspiration for Quagmire's voice in Family Guy. It's like a picture of space, and there's like a goat floating around, and that voice says, and suddenly Chico's are real, and it cuts back to him with his face green screened to look bigger than the rest of his body. And he just says, "Hey," while staring at the camera, because I think it's just called Big Head. It was a cheat in GoldenEye. It's not even technically a cheat because it doesn't give you a tactical advantage. In fact, it might make it harder. And then it goes, "Oh, actually, maybe not." And then it cuts him saying, "So I thought it might be good, maybe fun to make a top 10 video game cheat codes video." Cuts to a sort of like dramatic music. It's been grayscale, and it goes, "Was I wrong? Was I wrong?" Over and over. And then suddenly just sort of like that Jacksepticeye slap sound effect at the start of all the videos. And then saying top 10 cheat codes in video games, and I'm pretty sure right now he's gonna do a Mario impression for no reason whatsoever. It wasn't a Mario impression. It was Mario from Super Mario World pops up and inputs up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, B, A, select, start, because Konami code. Yeah, you didn't need to do that, Jeff. That's so funny. His head grew bigger and then he fell over because weight. I think, oh, that's what it was. When iDubbbz was doing the Leafy content, Cobby was talking about how Leafy is like these. I don't even know what the word is, but he has like these sort of title cards that were way too long. Like, Leafy would break his videos up into sections, and he would title those sections, and he'd play like music in the background, and it would last like 16 seconds. This is what Jeff has sort of done. It's like Pac-Man music in the background, and a bunch of games floating up with the number translucent in it. Yeah, don't do that. You could literally just have like a black screen that says 10 on it. Because he's talking about Contra, he just has to do an impression of the Contra theme song. What are you guys expecting this to be number 1 or even number 2? No. Yeah, some of us predict that it'd be at number 1, but not number 2. That's dumb. Like, if you put it at number 1, then it's obvious that you're doing it based off popularity and the amount of uses of it. So it would be dumb for you to put it at number 2, because there's no cheat code more preeminent than the Konami code. I have no idea what he's talking about here. He swore. Like, I didn't know he swore. I thought he was trying to be kid friendly despite his compadres and normal it's their content, or at least from Jimmy, Ian, and James. But another thing I want to talk about is like Jeff was 25 when this video was released, currently 32. Like, you're in your mid 20s, grow up. In fact, I'm going to take that back. I'm not going to do anything about that. I just want to get the information out there that he's 25 and currently 32. And then he's talking about. I keep on having. I swear I'm not intentionally doing this. I think I might have intentionally did it a couple times. Now it's sort of rewired my brain. There it is again. Like when I said the word about just there, I sort of slipped into a slightly Irish accent. I apologize. No, it's like when you watch something like an American show, and then suddenly a Canadian character who you didn't know was Canadian says a bit, and you go, "What's Canadian? They're Canadian. I didn't know that." Because apparently there is no difference between the American accent and the Canadian accent. I've looked this up. Apparently the only difference is the pronunciation. I know that's technically true with all accents, but still. Anyway, back to like Rogue Squadron or whatever the hell the Star Wars game is. There's a cheat code where you can drive a car, a Cadillac, I think, or something. I don't know if I'm like cars. And he's like, "Oh, I love this code because it's like so out of place." Which is very obvious. He didn't need to point that out. But instead of leaving it there, he goes a step further. He has to actually give like a wee skit for it, which is so funny. You have like two X-Wing pilots and like Bravo 1, are you there? Yes. Bravo 2, are you there? Yes. Bravo 3, are you there? Hey guys, I actually don't have a ship, I have this car. And granted, it's so important about this cheat code because it reveals that Samus was a woman. And what? It's representation. Okay. Turns out I can do this. Right. The bubble, I think call is on the left side. Come on, do the thing you did. Come on, do it. Screw you. But I accidentally swiped it away. It was here. I put it to the right, and it ended up on the left. But anyway, he's talking about how in GoldenEye you don't enter the cheats, you earn them. It's not really a cheat code, it's just a cheat. And him saying that you have to earn it is enough, but obviously I say you want the big head code, earn it. You want the rocket launcher code, earn it. You want the golden gun, earn it. So now he's talking about Mortal Kombat, and as soon as I heard this sort of like announcer, like sort of scream the name of the game, I just knew Jeff was going to do an impression of the theme song. I was going to quickly pause the video to say, I bet he's about to do an impression of the theme song, but I was too late. He's already starting to do it. There's a cheat code in StarCraft called Show Me the Money. This is a reference to Jeremy Maguire, which is a film I have not seen. I'm willing to bet that Jeff doesn't know this is a reference to that movie. I don't understand why people get enjoyment out of The Sims. Like, I know that there's stuff like drowning your Sims where you put them in the pool and then remove the ladder so they can't get out. I think there's like a Mass Effect reference you can activate in like Sims 2 or 3. But I just don't understand how people get enjoyment out of it. Like stuff, other Infinite games like Minecraft, I somewhat understand because I just I just do. But with Sims, I just Assassin's Creed mythology is awesome. So what do you think of Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Also, Age of Empires I understand. Like I actually would play Age of Empires because like it goes through different ages. So it starts off like Stone Age, then the Ice Age, and then so on and so forth. Okay, so maybe this isn't the only Space Answer video we've seen because I remember him talking about something in Just Cause 2, but it wasn't in this video. So I think it might have been top 5 useless items in video games, which once again, you don't need to put the in video games part. And I should have picked that video because it's shorter, and I think there'd be more stuff I could talk about. So yeah, it is. And I have a couple things to say about this video and Just Cause. So when you compare Just Cause 2 to Just Cause 3, Just Cause 2 looks crap. It looks like a parody, like a fan-made game, I guess. And this was my first sort of experience with Just Cause because seeing this and he plays a voice clip of Rico, his character, like saying that'll come in handy. But he sounds American, so I thought Rico was American, and I didn't know the character's name. I played Just Cause 3, I go, wait, he's Italian, what? Wait, what? And then the only other experience I had of Just Cause before playing it was like PewDiePie playing like multiplayer or something, so I thought it had a multiplayer, but no, it's a mod. I actually can't find out the channels that are a part of this script. This script is the sort of more kid-friendlier version of Hidden Block, and they are closely connected to each other. Normal bits. And members are, from what I can tell, Continue, Did You Know Gaming, John Tron, Peanut Butter Game with the Completionist, Pro Jared, and Satchbag. I have not watched Satchbag or Continue, so I'm only going to be doing Did You Know Gaming, Peanut Butter Gamer, and well, I've only ever seen one video from the Completionist. So really, I've only ever seen Peanut Butter Gamer, Did You Know Gaming, and John Tron. I'm not going to do John Tron because he still uploads, or I'm still subscribed to him. Okay, something is definitely wrong here. He definitely has videos older than 2013 or 2014. And the channel was called That One Video Gamer. So I don't think this is either a second channel that he made the main channel, or he renamed the channel when it should have been The Completionist years ago. I couldn't find it, and my phone is 5%. I'll look later. My stomach is making weird noises again, so I think my stomach's my chest. I will look later.